Hello friend, Jim here with JB's Big Adventure, coming to you from Lake Chapala, Mexico. This week, I had a great example of kindness from the people in Mexico. The stigma that we have in the U.S. has a lot to do with the fact of just media and such about how the Mexican people are. And I try to keep on reminding our viewers that when it comes to, for example, speaking Spanish, it's their country. We need to learn how to speak Spanish versus having them knowing and getting upset because they don't speak English. But this week I experienced, along with one of our other subscribers who's actually visiting here at Lake Chapala to see about making the move here. And it was an experience that I've never seen before, and I wanted to share it with you. In fact, I'm actually putting it on today's video because of the fact I think it's really important that you hear this. When is the last time that you really needed somebody's help and nobody was there? When was the last time that you got a flat tire and you were a long ways away from any place where you can get help? Maybe somebody stopped and helped you, put a tire on, and how that makes us feel when somebody does something like that and cares. How about the last time that you went to get in your car and you went to turn it on and the battery was dead? How often are we out shopping or we're at a store or just out and about and we come across someone whose car needs to be jumped? And you have the jumper cables in the car. But how many of us would just keep on going because it's effort and such to stop and do something like that? I've got to say that, and I can't just exactly remember that I've passed anybody up, but I do know of a time I can think of that I should have stopped and helped someone, and I let the busyness of my day get by me. But this week, his name is Harry. Harry and I were at the hotel that he's staying at. And Harry came down to get in the car because we had some things that we were going to be doing in regards to appointments to go meet some certain individuals that he wanted to meet here. And he went to get in the car, and this is a newer Volkswagen. This isn't just an old car or anything, but the battery was dead. And it was already parked in a parking lot, but the battery was dead, and it's like, wow, we're going to have to somehow speak Spanish, and try to let somebody know that we need help because the battery died. Well, it's a rental car. And calling the rental company, Harry, it was just very, very difficult because the gentleman he was trying to talk to didn't really know English. Harry knows some Spanish. Happened to use the translator is really how they communicated. And it just so happened that he was getting the point across. But the gentleman was at the rental agency, really made it difficult on him what he was going to have to do with the car. So there was a young man that we went into the lobby and we mentioned to somebody that we needed to get a jump on a car. And here they say pass the electricity, which means you're jumping somebody's car, so pass the electricity. Well, it turns out that this young man realized that we were going to have to be sitting there for a while unless we got a jump. So he went and got his car. And he pulls up to the Volkswagen that we were in. And we take the cables out of his car and puts them on the car. And it turned out we still couldn't get the car started. It still wouldn't start. And because of the way it was parked, it was kind of in a difficult spot in the parking lot to be able to, it's underneath the building. It's just real tight. So we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. Well, Harry went back. I think he went back to pick up his phone out of his room. And it turned out that this young man turned his car off, got some pliers, took his battery out of his car, put the battery on the ground, hooked up the jumper cables, and the car started. That was a great feeling because it wasn't like we were close to the city or anything. We were ways away. So we got the car jumped. And so I'm sitting in it as it's running, and Harry hadn't come back yet. And it just so happens that he then took that same battery that he helped get us jumped, and he went and stuck it back inside his car and couldn't get his car started. Wow. That was really something. Here, this young man just helped us out, but now he needs the help, and the battery's not working for one reason or another. Now, Harry was talking to him, and the young man was saying, don't worry about it, don't worry, it's okay, I'll get it taken care of, because he knew that we were on our way to an appointment. Well, we found out that it didn't get started, but then somehow somebody else came and helped him and got the car started. So Harry and I were talking about, his name is Ivan, we were talking about Ivan at times all day long, just about the kindness of the Mexican people. What really impressed me is here I am, a gringo from another country. And I don't think I ever found myself saying that the Mexican people were lazy, because I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and there's a couple there. But I was absolutely amazed that this young man went clear outside the box. How many of us, if somebody was along the side of the road, would pull over to help somebody get a jump, and the car doesn't start, and then take your battery out of your car, take it over by the car, put the jumper cables on, and let it run, and that car starts. And then you go put the battery back in your car, and your car won't start. Harry and I were talking about this for a good part of the day and what we were going to do. So at one of our appointments, we actually had the person that we were seeing is from Mexico, and she was able to call we had her call the hotel, and then got Ivan on the phone. And Harry wanted to let Ivan know that if the battery doesn't start and it's a bad battery, that Harry was going to buy him another one. And so we found out that it was going to be 2,000 pesos, which is $100. The moral of this story that I really see is a young man that I had never known. Harry had never met him. He's a common worker at this hotel. And he came out and helped us. And we got the car started. And so yesterday, after we had all of our appointments, we went back to Harry's place because we were needing to make some other appointments that we were going to be on. And looked for Ivan, asked for Ivan. Finally saw him, came out. We got sharing with him everything because there was somebody there that spoke some English. And took a picture with him. And that's the picture that's actually on the front of this thumbnail. And that's his boss that he's with, because he was helping us translate. So I just want to say to you, if you are someone who is coming to visit Lake Chapala, and you come across the Mexican culture, I just want to tell you that what an amazing culture of people. They're always so friendly. They smile. Barbara and I have actually gone to a restaurant that we sometimes, quite a bit, we have breakfast at. And it's very popular with the Mexicans, whether it's the Mexicans that are here or the Mexicans that come from Guadalajara. During the weekend, it's really busy on the weekend. But we've had Esme with us a few mornings, and we've actually asked folks, because they've only got 3 tables sitting outside of this restaurant, and we love sitting outside. And there's been times we've asked somebody that might be sitting there by themselves, or a couple folks, there's 4 chairs, and ask them if it'd be okay if we joined them. Every single time, our experience with talking with these people has been wonderful. In fact, we've made some new friends. And every time that we see each other there, now we call each other by name. And that's really neat. That's really neat. So the moral of this video, and I used Harry's name. I hope he's not going to be upset with me about that. But it's just to say, for one, publicly, Ivan, if you're watching this video, I want to say muchas gracias. You made a difference, and thank you. And I want to encourage each person that's looking at coming to Mexico. I want you to know that the Mexican people are friendly. They're helpful. They can make you laugh. You'll see funny things. But what an experience. Just one more experience of being here at Lake Chapala and being around the gracious Mexican people. So I hope you heartfelt this. I was going to say something about that when I started and I forgot all about it. But I hope you feel it in your heart to know that that was a real special moment. And as I said, not that I thought that anybody was lazy here, because they're not. I mean, these folks here work hard and they do stuff here that Americans wouldn't do. Down on their hands and knees, they're 60 years old, they're pulling weeds. I mean, unbelievable. Hard-working people, hard-working. So, I hope you got something out of this video. If you haven't already, I'd like to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's a great community, and you're going to want to be a part of it. All you've got to do is go to the bottom right-hand corner. There's a little red box. Tap on it, and you're subscribed. You'll know when our next video comes out. Also, give us a thumbs up. That lets other people know it's a great video about the Mexican people, the culture, and retiring at Lake Chapala. Stop by and say hi, ask a question, or let us know of a video idea that you'd like to see. And then hit the bell, because that will immediately notify you when the next video comes out. So as always, thank you for being a part of this community, part of the channel, and part of this video. And again, Ivan, muchas gracias. You have an awesome day, and we'll see you on the next video.